Hey everybody, welcome back to Life is Strange Reunion. This should be the final part. I did actually beat the game in the last video in part 4, but the ending I got was very unsatisfying to me, and just the last 2-ish hours of the game kind of fell apart, in my opinion, and you can argue that that was me being dumb and me not getting it. I have now looked up a guide for the good ending, the canon ending, which is a whole other thing that we will talk about eventually. So now I know how to get the proper choices, the proper scenes that I need to hopefully have the story actually make sense to me. Yeah, I don't like playing these games that way, and I feel disappointed that this game is kind of structured in a way where it feels like there are right and wrong choices, and if I just miss like a tiny little thing, then the story just doesn't make sense, and I'm missing key scenes and key information and key conclusions to narrative arcs that I feel like are essential parts of the story. So this video is going to be a lot more edited for you. I'm not going to show all the repeated connective tissue. We're just gonna show you the major scenes, the major differences that I'm making. So I'm not replaying the entire game. I don't have the patience for that. We're using the scene select feature so that I can go back to key moments where I messed up and fix the story. So we're starting at the Maybon party. So I need to go into the door, right? So I'm going to skip all the exploring. We're just going to go to it. I theorized that maybe if we had attacked Sledgehammer Guy instead, we would have left a mark on him, and that's how we would have been able to identify who it actually was. But it's a little bit different than that.
Why do we need a...
Ugh. It won't even let me do it until I inspect
password? Maybe someone around here knows it.
I have to actually hear that thing too. I can't just... If I look at this, it's not going to be enough. Who was it that knew about the password?
Okay, I thought I'd hate the mask, but it feels kind of cozy.
It was these kids over here.
Is that weird?
Just keep it on in the bathroom. So the door password is whatever monster is on the tapestry?
Yep. Okay.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I think Reggie was trying to draw Abraxas and fucked it up.
And we're stuck out here because we didn't major in mythological monsters? Sometimes I hate Abraxas.
The password is on the tapestry. Thanks for the info, fellow Abraxans.
Okay. Are you kidding me?
Be right back.
Oh my gosh. My whole, Jesus. My whole momentum for this game has just been destroyed because I was so dissatisfied with...
Due to my newfound...
There we go. I was so dissatisfied with the end that I got. Okay.
Basilisk.
Yes.
I need to blend in and find that mask for Chloe.
There's our evidence that something was taken out of the archives. We got that the first time. That's essential. You have to get that. It's
I should go find Max and show her what I
mainline path. But now... if we attack him, it'll be a little different.
Who the hell is that?
They dropped something.
Are you the innermost secret?
God, how
How drunk are these kids?
So now we have a very key piece of evidence that would have made things a lot clearer just for one tiny little change. There is evidence that we should have been able to figure out that it was actually Vin. We'll talk about that. So that blueprint that Vin drops, Sledgehammer Guy, is Vin, has his initials on the bottom, VAL. But technically that is an optional piece of evidence that we shouldn't have needed to obtain in order to figure out the truth. I think it was pretty instrumental. I just didn't want to start my playthrough all the way from back here, so I'm inserting that little scene right there so you can see how it was different, but we're restarting from Chloe and Max's decision because that's where things went off the rails. So when we review the evidence whiteboards later, they do say that someone needed an admin key.
This is it. If the fire starts from here, I have to stop it now.
Just want me to
I'm
skip this.
telling you, there are elements within the protest who are actively threatening the school.
We need a credible threat. Online posts don't count. If something happens, we'll respond to it then.
When it's too late, I know your response times. You're basically telling us to
I
fend
won't be
for
able to
ourselves.
skip anything now because I have to
Hey,
restart my playthrough.
Isn't that what Caledon always wanted? Your students can put all of their defund the police theories into practice. Good luck.
Noelle and I have had our differences, but she's probably my best bet for stopping this fire.
So when we review the evidence on the whiteboards, they do say that someone needed an admin key to be able to access the chem labs to get the fire starter chemicals. I don't think that's enough to be able to pin it on Vin, because Owen would have had an access key. That's who we guessed. Sophie could have shapeshifted into anyone, and she steals stuff all the time. She could have gotten an admin key, so that is not enough to be able to know that it's Vin. And so if you don't have the blueprint that he drops,
Here can give me a lead.
it's like next to impossible to know. So we have to look at his bag.
Looks like Ren's been dabbling in the uncommissioned public arts. Interesting.
Because there have been spray paint messages around the school and at the Fremont house, which, I mean, I don't think seeing a few cans of spray paint in his bag again is enough for that, but
Ren is a fellow doodler.
whatever. Okay, so now we talk to Ren.
Hey, Ren.
Oh, hey. What's up?
Why aren't you with the group? Don't you want to stick it to Caledon anymore?
Mostly wanted to hang out with my friends. It's not fun anymore.
Ren seems pretty alienated from the group. Maybe because he knows something? Or is he planning something himself?
And then Chloe just gets up and walks away, which, if you turn around, her pressure mechanic shows up, which I feel is pretty dumb, because this game, when you finish a conversation with somebody, there's almost never more to say. It'll either just have the look option, or sometimes it'll say speak, and they'll just have a dismissive VO line. It doesn't restart the conversation. So I think this should have just been a part of the original conversation, especially because, as you will see, it's very easy to fail.
One of the protesters is planning to unleash some fiery ultraviolence on Caledon. Is it you?
What? No. I told you, I'm done with all that.
Ren, trust me. I can pin anything that happens on you and make your life hell. You better talk.
What do you mean?
See, if you get one thing wrong, he wins.
I'll tell Amanda that you're responsible for anything
And you
that
don't
goes
get
wrong
the
today.
evidence. You don't get him to
I know this
fess
place
up.
is a second home to you, but trust me, she'll toss your ass out and not think twice.
Man, what is your problem?
My problem is a fire. Now start talking.
Look, if someone's gonna do what you're saying, then they must be super angry. What makes you think I care about Caledon that much?
Paint cans that we found in his backpack.
Maybe the fact that you've been graffitiing threatening messages on campus. I found your paint can.
That's, I've... just... some housework I've been doing.
Dude. One tagger to another, half the game is covering your ass. And you suck at it.
His armor's about to break. I need to hit him with something brutal.
Daddy issues.
I know about your daddy issues, but just because some deadbeat ran out on
Which
you
we
before
got
you
from
were
the
born
article about
doesn't
Big
give you
Brother.
an excuse to be an asshole.
Don't talk about my dad! Caledon deserves everything that's coming to it and more.
Like what?
You smug, fucking punk bitch. You're all pathetic losers. It's thanks to people like you that my dad is dead today.
Why? What happened? Holy shit. The Abraxas house. You're the one who wrote that graffiti. Your dad...
My dad went to a party and never came home. Caledon has been ducking my family ever since.
Ren, listen to me. I know what happened.
Fuck off.
I feel like Ren should be older than he is then, too, if that was his dad. But, yeah, so that's where we get the confirmation that the Abraxan that was killed was Ren's dad. Ren is a brand new character with no attachments to anything. We don't really get to know anything about him or care about him as a character or find him interesting or anything. So for him to be the reveal is just not very interesting to me. So I kind of dismissed him. Which I guess you can say is fair, and that's my fault for messing it up and not getting it. But that's my excuse. That's my reasoning. I'm not happy about it.
Have you learned anything about the protest that could head off the threat?
No. I've been interviewing the leaders. Joey, the bartender, was highly belligerent. Lucas referred me to his podcast. The rest just shouted slogans at me.
Okay, we can't even make an accusation yet because we have to talk to Joey and Lucas first. So I'll cut this out too.
He does.
Maybe it'll let me do it now.
I know who is planning on turning Violet today.
You do?
Yes, I am sure. Because hindsight.
It's Ren. He's lying about sitting out the protest. It's a vendetta about his father. He believes Caledon has been covering up his death. I actually think he's right.
Okay. I will alert the security team and keep a close eye on him. Thanks.
Oh. Game's breaking.
Not sure if there's anything else I can do. Hopefully Max finds something.
Now, the fire in the admin building should never start because we successfully accused Ren. So now, as Max,
It's a quiet
we need
Sunday
to
morning.
successfully accuse Vin.
For now.
With the 2 tiny pieces of evidence that we have.
Vin.
Shh. They're really going at it in there.
They told me you were a snake in the grass. I should have listened.
Stop being so dramatic. You knew what kind of risk you were taking. You go and muck up the whole thing, and suddenly it's my fault?
Vincit omnia veritas. Truth conquers all, you'll see.
Now you're boring me in 2 languages. I'm leaving.
Don't bother. This office will be yours soon enough.
Another problem I have with this is that Vin is barely in this game. Half the time we see him, he's actually Sophie. So, like, why would I accuse Vin? Because he seems totally irrelevant to this game and this story.
Sophie. Did Owen know about the evidence? Or anyone else?
I never told anyone, and Owen never saw beyond his own flimsy scheme. I suppose those close to me may have picked up on my peculiar wariness regarding Abraxas.
See right there, Yasmin saying she never told Owen, and Owen only was thinking about his own plans to expand the campus. That still doesn't mean that he couldn't have started the fire if he thinks that this is a solution to burning down the campus, or to burning down the house and continuing with his campus plan. So that's not enough there. Again, and Yasmin's been lying about freaking everything, so that's not enough for me to feel like that eliminates Owen as a suspect, even though I didn't think he was behind it, but I didn't have a better reason to suspect Vin over him.
And that's why you were willing to risk Loretta's... I won't find more here. Time to leave.
I don't know, it seems like the game wants me to respect Yasmin for being, like, realizing the error of her ways, and she's like, I'm not someone to be trusted in a crisis, and so now I'm gonna let everything be uncovered. But then at the end of the game, she becomes president again, and, like, she doesn't face any consequences. So at the end of Double Exposure, I was like, I don't think she's a monster. I think she's misguided, and she was trying to protect her daughter, and this game just, like, ruins Yasmin for me too. I just don't. I don't like it.
Whether Yasmin told me the full truth or not.
So now it's
she
time
definitely wasn't the one in the
accuse
basement with the
Vin.
sledgehammer last night. Time is running out. I need to decide now. Who took the remains from the basement last night? Who will start a fire by trying to destroy them?
Yeah, originally I felt like the only one I could logically eliminate was Reggie, because Sledgehammer Guy attacked Reggie. He couldn't have attacked himself unless it was Sophie as Reggie, but it seemed very much like it was Reggie and not Sophie. The admin key to access the chem lab could be any of these three, because they obviously have admin keys, and Sophie could have shapeshifted to gain access to an admin key. I didn't feel like it was going to be Sophie, because she's this gray antagonist. Yeah, but Vin, like I said, has barely been in this game at all, and him, like, we'll see some more about his motivations later, so I'm gonna save my thoughts for that when we see that scene. But I just think it's dumb. It's dumb.
Between Owen, Yasmin, and Abraxas, all roads lead back to Vin. I don't know his motivation, but he must be behind this.
Sure, Max. If you say so. So now Chloe and Max have successfully accused the right people.
I think I know who will start the fire today. I just hope I'm not too late.
So, into the end game now.
Max has a suspect. I have a suspect. It'll be enough to stop the fire. It has to be.
Should be able to skip this scene of them very stupidly deciding to go to the observatory. This is another thing that was never explained. I kind of talk
Paradox
about
stuff?
this at the end of
Paradox stuff.
my first ending. But like the green little glowy lights, and there are these green glowy messages
Can't
in
stand this.
the void space.
When will we know if it worked?
Never explained.
How will we determine a fire didn't start today? Wait until midnight?
Ugh. I talked to Max. She thinks Vin is going to start the fire.
And you still think it's gonna be Ren?
I mean, either seems possible because it's both of them, starting separate fires in separate places.
It could be either. Hell, maybe it's both.
It is both.
You know,
Shake the ivory tower. Let your voices be heard. We will not be silenced.
Max, it's like a zombie movie. Do we run, or do we start shambling around and hope we blend in?
Have you seen Vin? I need to talk to him right now.
Owen came through here a bit ago. Vin wasn't with him, though. Wait. I just got a call from security. Somebody was spotted on Fremont Street a few minutes ago. It was a friendly reminder that the area is off limits. But then, get this, they called back a few minutes later, said not to worry. It was somebody from the administration's office. What is Vin doing there now?
Fuck. Okay. Thanks, Reggie. Now get the hell out of here. It's not safe.
My understanding is that the only way to be able to confront Vin is if you successfully accuse him and also successfully accuse Ren.
No! Stop!
Because now Max is not distracted by the fire starting in the admin building. Because if you had failed to accuse Ren, Max would be
nice
stuck
work,
here
Chloe.
with the fire and wouldn't
My
have
turn.
time to go confront Vin. So, a very key scene in understanding the mystery and motivations and getting a satisfying narrative conclusion, you have to make both accusations correctly.
She'll be fine. She's got fucking superpowers. Of course she'll be fine. What if she's not? What if there's, I don't know, a stampede?
I sent out a mass email this morning with a copy of the school's fire escape plans. If something goes wrong, hopefully people remember where to go.
And I still stand by that Max, in either scenario, if you don't accuse Ren correctly, she sees him throw the first Molotov cocktail. She could have rewound to essentially teleport up to him and stop him. We don't have to have Noelle be standing right there watching him. It's the same issue with when the ladder falls down in the last episode. They're just coming up with these things where Max is like, no, it's too late and I waited too long and now I can't do it. But we just watched it. We know she's not too late. We know she can rewind almost up to 6 minutes. So, like, it's just contrived for the sake of this narrative that they're forcing.
Moses, that's amazing. This little adventure is making me want to get my own telescope. I'll look into it.
Thanks. There's definitely a crowd down there. I think... Oh, shit. Look.
They caught Ren in time. Noelle did it.
You did it.
I think it's over.
The admin building fire has been successfully stopped. now it's up
It may be a
to
rich kid's
Max
sandbox,
to
but
successfully stop the fire at
this
Fremont
place
House.
sure is beautiful. Glad it's still standing.
We saved the school with a telescope. It's basically the premise of that manga I wrote.
I don't think the telescope really did anything, Moses, but okay. And Selfie Max still shows up here. Because while we can stop the admin building fire and the Fremont
I'll be right here.
House fire, the observatory fire happens regardless. And that is why in Max's photo, the fire is always there, just slightly changing. Because we can't stop the observatory fire. We'll talk about that more when we get there too. So this is all new stuff. We didn't get to see any of this the first time.
Is this a nice surprise?
So I'm actually gonna look up a little guide on how to successfully navigate this before I mess something up, because I do not want to do this again. Okay, I am ready to do the scene. Can tell you right now, I'm glad I looked it up, because I would have messed this up too.
I thought this area was off limits.
Call me sentimental. I just wanted to see the place again before they turn into some modernist nightmare of a science building.
Finn, show me where you put the remains.
How? Do you have some kind of psychic power to fuck with me?
Something like that. Show me. You just threw him in there?
Hey, he's been shoved behind the wall for decades. I don't think he minds. I didn't have a lot of options.
Why would you think that this giant metal box would also get destroyed, though?
Thankfully, he's still here. I was just about to be done with it.
I guess maybe he was going to pull it out and start the fire on the body.
Hello?
Moses, what would happen if you combined nitric acid with explosives?
Don't do that. That's a terrible idea.
Understood. But theoretically, would it start a fire?
Yes, if it reacted with the explosive agent, it could start a combustion chain. Big boom, scientifically speaking.
Thank you. I'll call you again
And
soon.
Vin didn't have the forethought to even Google, like, these chemicals.
Meanwhile, you need to start talking.
When Owen announced the demolition, I thought Yasmin would be furious, but she was excited. Talked about putting the past behind us. She hooked Owen up with a demo company that wouldn't ask too many questions.
And then the demolition failed. The inspectors were called in, and the demo crew decided to hide the evidence.
Okay. I'm tired of asking. How do you know all this?
When you know what's going to happen, you just have to work backwards to figure out what causes it.
What the fuck does that mean?
I've been looking into this weirdness all weekend, and you've been lying to me at every step because you were so desperate to protect your job.
My job? You think this is about me?
Yasmin. She's not even your boss anymore, and she's still manipulating you.
You don't need to remind me what that woman is capable of. Yes, she's used me before, and still I owe her everything. You have no idea what it means to have someone like Yasmin Fayyad believe in you.
She believes in Max,
Of course
too.
I'd do anything for her.
Literally, the last thing she said to us was that we were the one not mistake.
I didn't know what to think. I pulled her aside after the board meeting. I thought she was upset about Loretta being in danger. But then she just confessed. The party, the death, the cover-up. She spilled everything, but she was so resigned. Like all the fight had just left her. So I took it on myself.
Why? She said she was ready for the truth to come out.
The truth would destroy the school. And what about her? Yasmin already lost everything. She isn't perfect, but that's what makes her a great leader.
I just don't buy this.
And the man whose body you threw in the dumpster? What does he deserve? What does his family deserve?
I don't know. But he's not my responsibility. The school, students, my job, those I can do something about.
I'm calling the police. Feel free to be somewhere else when they arrive.
I know you think you're above it all, but life is about making tough choices.
You don't get to tell me about tough choices. I have made tough choices. This isn't one. We know what happens when someone goes down this path. Just look at Yasmin. I'm giving you a do-over, Vin. Don't waste it.
His motivations,
Hi.
his
I need to
loyalty
report something.
to Yasmin is paper thin to me. It honestly makes more sense for him to be trying to protect his job, and it feels like with the way he was saying things there that like his loyalty to Yasmin is a cover for him actually being selfish
Chloe, thank God,
ambitious.
okay?
Max?
I don't know. It's just not a good motivation, in my opinion.
This is under control. Let's leave right now.
Ooh, slow down.
Come on, Chloe. It's you and me. Fuck Caledon. Fuck Sophie and Moses. All that matters is us, right? We can get through anything.
Sophie, I've known Max my whole life. If you're gonna trick me, you'll need more than just her face. What? I threw in a hug and everything. That girl is such a hugger.
I'm gonna see if I can try to remember what we did.
What was your
the first time? I might have to look
You'd
it up
steal
again
me away,
too.
pretending to be Max until... What? Does it seem like I'm in a 5-year plan mindset right now? Listen, I'm not stealing you. I'm asking you. Can we get out of here, please? I know you love Max. I love her too. But where has that love ever gotten us? Mind-fucked. Chewed up. Half dead. Maybe all of this has been about bringing us together. We're two broken halves that have a chance to be whole. Come on, I'm serious. Do you want a new start, or do you want to keep being Max's sidekick and victim? I know you've been through a lot, but I'm sorry. I can't give you what you need.
Made a different choice there,
Guess that's
just
it
to
then.
see. Being nicer.
What do you mean? Cut the shit. You know we're hanging on by a thread. Maybe the thread's already snapped. You're not making any sense. You don't see it? Look. Open your eyes. No! I get it.
And this is what starts the observatory fire.
You're the big hero.
Sophie smoking a
Max
cigarette.
saved the day. You really think it'll be enough?
You can run all you want. The rest of your life, maybe. But I doubt it. Because at the end of the day... Shut up!
Puppy.
We're dead.
And I guess saying I'm sorry is the only way to get this little tiny scene where we see the cigarette fall into the waste bin instead, like the first time we told her to fuck off, which she still smokes, she still does this, we just don't get the actual little scene that tells the game logic and gives that information to Chloe and Max that that's how the observatory fire started.
My life doesn't make sense anymore. My death is crystal clear.
So, the first time I chose I Know the Feeling, but the guide tells me to choose Max Loves You for this. I'm just gonna do that. We still managed to save Sophie the first time because we made all of the other choices we did right. I guess this is the only one we did wrong. But yeah, I'm really glad we managed to save Sophie on our first playthrough, because if I had also killed Sophie, I would have been really pissed, and the whole end of the game would have just been so unsatisfying.
Max loves you. You know she does. Of course I know. Why do you think it hurts so much? Max is my best friend. But I fucked it all up. She'll never trust me again.
Told you about the fire. We did that right.
You enough to tell you about the fire, and you trusted her enough to take her seriously. There's still hope for you two. Please, I'm begging you. You don't want to do this.
Just... nothing makes sense anymore. This is the only thing that does. I'm not crazy.
Of course you're not crazy.
Then Maya.
Moses told me about Maya. I lost someone like that once. It felt like every light went out in every room. Everywhere. Of course you're not crazy. And Maya wasn't crazy when she killed herself either. But that doesn't mean it was the right thing to do.
You've got a lot of fucking...
Tell me I'm wrong. Please. Let's just talk outside of this place. We can go find Max. Maybe your mom. I know there's some bad blood there, but... I'm sure your mom still loves you.
She doesn't love me. She's just desperate to control me again. I haven't even really seen her since the night that I shot her. She's been badgering Max for information on me, you know. Max lied to her face.
Then moms can forgive a lot.
I was the biggest little shit to my mom after my dad died. For years. We laugh about it now. Trust me. Your mom hasn't given up on you. And Max didn't squeal on you because she hasn't given up on you either.
Chloe, look around. We shouldn't be here. Max had no right to bring me back. We're dead women walking. A bastardization of reality.
And let's be bastards.
Who cares what reality wants? What has reality ever done for us? My town, my mom, is back. Is that a bad thing? Is she a mistake? No. Screw that. She's alive, and reality can go fuck itself. Sophie, listen to me. You are the most stubborn, self-destructive person I've ever met, and that's saying something. But you were right when you said that we are together for a reason. We can save each other. You have to trust me.
You really gotta work on your bedside manner.
Well, nobody else makes house calls in the void, so...
Come on, let's go.
Okay, we're close.
Shit. Moses!
Now we just gotta save everybody from the observatory fire.
I thought we stopped it, but it's happening again. Moses was right. Oh my God, Moses and Chloe, where are they?
Okay, so yes, we saw all these texts the first time. So we did manage to save Jeanette in our first playthrough because we looked at this bulletin board, which reminds Max
There's so much life
that
in this
Jeanette
place.
is
Didn't
meeting.
Jeanette say she was working on her graduate essay? She could be in the observatory now.
So now we have that information to tell Noelle when we meet up with Noelle.
No Moses or Chloe. Maybe they're safe.
This custodian, again, I see the truck of leaves is parked over here, but later
God.
it somehow magically appears under Chloe.
What's happening?
I don't know what happened. Everything was normal, then suddenly there was a loud blast from inside the building. What the fuck? I'm just a custodian. Why the hell is this on me? I don't know what to do.
It doesn't matter. We're here. We can do something. I see a hose. Is there somewhere we can hook it up?
Yeah, there's a connection in the atrium, but we need to open the shutoff valves. There's 3 around the back of the building.
I'll do that part.
Shit, okay. I don't know how long I'll last once I'm inside. Be fast.
I can do that. I'm not too late this time. I still have a chance.
So here's my next
open the
problem.
water valves. But where are they?
The guy tells us that they're around the back and that we need to be fast. So logic tells us to go over here, and then Noelle's in the way, and then we should talk to Noelle, right? Why on earth would I go into this building first in order to, one, see the map, which we don't necessarily need to know where all the valves are, but it is helpful.
As if I couldn't hate Owen's expansion plans anymore. Looks like the sprinkler system tripped.
But
Hopefully this makes a
we
difference.
need to go into this room first to get the mask, which I commented on in the first video. Like, why isn't Max wearing the mask that she picked up? Because it's for Noelle. So we were supposed to come in here first, take the mask, to give it to Noelle before going around the back, even though the custodian said, go around the back and be fast.
Reality is cruel, but it's still reality.
Does it bend to your will?
One down, 2 to go.
Okay, let's get the wrench. So now we should be able to give this mask to Noelle and tell her about Jeanette. And that means that Jeanette and Noelle should both live through the fire now.
I don't know how many students. There's too much smoke to see. No, that's too long. I'm going in there. Anything you want to tell me?
Jeanette?
My student, Jeanette. She's in classroom 112 with a tutor.
Shit. Okay, got it.
Chloe and Moses.
My friends, Chloe and Moses. They shouldn't be there, but something tells me... Oh, God.
If I see them, I'll save them.
And give her the mask.
Take this.
Thank you.
But, you know, supposedly Noelle also goes in through the same door we did and just ran right past the mask in my first playthrough when it was just sitting there. So... whatever. Okay. We have... Valve here.
Hurry, the roof is caving in!
I'll save you, Moses. I'll save everyone. Just give me time. One more valve and I'm done.
T-wrench here. So we can come turn this one right here.
And that's 3. The water should be running. I should check the other side of the building and see if anyone else needs my help.
Yes, and when she said this, apparently what she meant to do, what she meant for me to do, is to run up here where we did in the first time Max showed up and break this with the wrench so that poet can get out.
There's an opening through the front door!
Hear that? Let's go!
That should do it. Now I need to get back to saving Moses and Chloe.
Okay, and now we can come over here to trigger the
I did
cutscene.
everything I could.
So
Maybe
we
it's okay.
we stopped Ben from blowing himself up. We caught Ren. We gave Noelle the mask. We told her about Jeanette. We allowed a spot for the students to get out here. Owen is not going to run into a burning building because we stopped the fire from happening in the first place, which means Loretta is also not trapped in the burning building, which, you know, we were able to save her from the burning building in the first playthrough because we had a good enough relationship with her that she trusted us to wait by the door. But now the fire's not even an issue, so everybody should live
but the
now.
stairs are collapsing.
Fuck! I can't see shit!
They're down there, by the whiteboards.
Is someone...
And now let's see if this is any different. I don't think it will be. And I'll still hate this.
Damn it! We were...
You'll be there for me, Max.
Hi.
You always are.
Yeah, now we've got to have this contrived scene so it feels like we're gonna lose Chloe again, where Max's powers don't work for some reason. And then there's a pile of leaves magically there. This just, I don't like this. I don't like this. Like, just why aren't her powers working? Why? Just because. That's why. Because for the story that they want to tell, that they're forcing. Because now her powers are working. Now she's just moving instead of trying to rewind Chloe back up. And if Max could just walk out of there, down to the ground, why don't they all do that? Why are Moses and Staffy still standing on the roof if they can just walk out of there?
Chloe, please. You're okay.
So dumb. And look how close her head was to just cracking open on the edge of that car.
The ladder.
A school is many things. A home, a classroom, a space for dreams. It is a grand collaboration between scholars of the past, present, and future. Like all worthy projects, it is difficult to build, rewarding to maintain, and frighteningly easy to destroy. Never has this been more apparent. Caledon is a name we put to an ideal. One which demands the best of us. Many years ago, I made a decision that fell terribly short. I have been running from it ever since. But we can all choose today, this moment, to begin living up to that ideal. To reject hate. To choose life. Thank you.
Got an achievement, Super Max. Saved everyone possible.
I should make the rounds.
I'll be up back. Take your time.
It's been a hard week. I wonder how everyone is feeling. I should keep checking in with people.
So let's see if our text from Yasmin and our journal are any different. Yasmin still says, "I'm sorry, Maxine, for everything." Max says, "Me too." It's the same. Owen is new because he died in the first playthrough. "I want you to know that I'm sorry for what happened to you, even if I'm not sorry to see your Caledon 2.0 plans destroyed. I'm told you did everything you could to protect students on campus. I think you actually loved this place in your own very frustrating way. I wish there was a Caledon big enough for both our dreams, but at least we'll get to mourn it together. Thanks, Max. You're a better person than you are a teacher." He still sucks. Sorry, he sucks. Mom and Dad seems like it's the same. And Gwen, seems like it's the same. Journal. Okay, we haven't checked the journal for a while because I was just trying to get through. Okay, so this is, I think, where things start to be new. Yep. Chloe was right. She realized that Ren was the arsonist. Well, one of the arsonists. I was right too. I got to Vin before he, in all likelihood, blew himself to pieces in an attempt to protect Yasmin. And I told the police where to find the bones. Finally, that poor man's family will get to know what happened to him. But I guess not, because Yasmin is still allowed to be president, so... We did everything right. We stopped one arsonist and one theater major with chemicals. So why do I hear sirens coming from the observatory? I remember the first time I saw Caledon. After years of breaking into abandoned houses and rotting factories, it looked impossibly beautiful. The stone buildings, rolling hills, dotted with sculptures. I think it healed some small broken piece of my heart. What will it feel like when Chloe and I drive out of town? I know the trees will grow back and the observatory will be rebuilt, but the campus is scarred now, scarred in a way that I couldn't prevent. So far, it's the same. Chloe has told me it's not your fault every morning since the fire. Sometimes I even believe it. I've used my powers before to try and avert catastrophe. I created a world in which Chloe and Arcadia Bay can coexist, though not without serious consequences for Chloe, which we're just gonna ignore, I guess. And I saved Safi. Well, I have saved her until Chloe got her the rest of the way. Again, just not our problem. So when I saw the fire, I used my powers again and did what I could to help. And I didn't even break the world this time, but what did I really manage to do? I saved the people, but failed to stop the fire. I let the observatory burn, let students be traumatized, and let the school fall into chaos. Chloe just looked over at me. She didn't tell me it wasn't your fault, but she's thinking it pretty loudly. I know she's right. I just have to make myself listen. So what now? With classes suspended, there's nothing for me to do. Chloe says we should hit the road, that she's been away from her band for too long. I think she also wants to get me away from the campus and the constant reminders of the fire. She might have a point. Back on the road with Chloe. Last time, I let my guilt from the storm tear me apart. Maybe I can learn to handle the guilt from the fire. Maybe, for Chloe, I can live without looking back. And you can only handle the guilt from the fire because you miraculously saved everyone, which we will also get to in a minute. Okay, let's talk to everybody. Amanda?
Hey, I'm so glad the turtle wasn't damaged in the fire.
Yep. Bar's still standing, I'm still standing. Trying to focus on that for now.
Have you heard anything from the protest
Seems like this
crowd?
is probably going to be the same.
After I fired Joey and banned the others. Only rumors. Ren's gonna get his day in court. His friends are already disavowing him.
That's still the same too.
But Caledon has a lot to answer for. And the administration seems to recognize that. Maybe Lakeport will listen.
Thank you for helping Chloe last weekend. If you two hadn't worked together, she might not have gotten to the bottom of all this.
My pleasure. It's a very special girl you've got there.
Take care of yourself, Amanda.
Hey. You always know where to find me.
Maybe the reason that's cut off so weird is because there's a chance that Amanda can still have romantic feelings for Max, and maybe there'd be a little bit more there. Okay, now Vin is here also. Idiot.
Crazy week, huh?
One word for it.
Why are you even talking to him?
A body's discovered. Caledon's making headlines again.
Yasmin must be busier than ever.
I wouldn't know. Handed in my resignation on Monday. I'm actually on my way out of town.
Good.
Where are you heading?
Who knows? Who cares? I just need to get away from here.
So just like the end of the first game, everybody's running away from their problems. Feels, like I said at the end of the first video, regressive from the arc we got at the end of Double Exposure.
I mean, I care about Yasmin, but I never wanted to turn into her. I mean, I almost
blew yourself up because you're an idiot.
I just wanted to thank you for pulling me back from the edge. You knew who I was, even when I forgot.
Take care of yourself. Don't be a stranger.
Please do. Never speak to me again.
Thanks.
I had high hopes for you in this game, Vin, because you annoyed the hell out of me in Double Exposure. But I warmed up to you a little bit at the end.
I should keep checking in with people.
When you weren't really a romance option anymore because we had pursued Amanda. But you ruined it.
Maxine, it was good to see you in the audience.
Your speech was lovely. Do you really think Caledon can rebuild?
I think we must. Necessity is the mother of many things.
You know what you need? Consequences.
How does the board feel about having you back in charge?
Delighted. Especially when I told them I would only step in until a suitable replacement could be found.
Yeah, we need that for sure.
Police have asked to speak to me, and I plan to tell them everything. I only hope I can right the ship before my image is tainted beyond repair. Besides, my time would be better spent elsewhere. I have been given a second chance to rebuild a relationship with Safia, and I don't plan to waste it.
What's next? Do you know when the school will reopen?
As soon as we can. I wish I knew more than that. In truth, I wish I knew many things about Caledon's future, and what part, if any, I will play in it.
I know the feeling.
Just know, should you choose to remain, you will always have a home here. Caledon needs you. And while I'm still working to understand my daughter, I suspect that she needs you too.
Take care, Yasmin. I can check in with Chloe when I'm ready to go.
Gotta talk to Jeanette first. And Loretta and Reggie aren't here to talk to. Okay, here's the poet kid that we saved. We can't talk to him though.
Through smoke and screams, you flood my mind. My heart pounds, fear and lust combined. No, need a better rhyme.
Okay, good luck with that.
Hey, Jeanette.
I just want to see if anything's different, because some things have been slightly different, I think, because we saved everyone.
Kind of in my blue period, you know?
You've been through a lot. Take all the time you need.
I'll be okay. Just get ready for a lot of high contrast, black and white sadness landscapes if classes ever start again.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I can check in with Chloe when I'm ready to go.
Yes, Max, I know. Yeah, because I don't think Loretta and Reggie are here for me to check in with, which would be kind of nice.
Enjoying your victory lap?
What are you talking about?
Okay, this should be
Fire still
different.
happened. There was so much damage and suffering.
But no deaths, Max.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You and Chloe saved so many people that day.
I couldn't have done it without you. You did everything you could to keep people safe. And they'll never know.
I'm happy to share that secret podium. We did what we could with the time we had. I can live with that.
So, fire still happened, no matter what we did. Was it inevitable?
In terms of gameplay, the observatory fire was
really does have a sense of
inevitable.
irony.
So I'm trapped. If something terrible happens, I can't undo it.
Not trapped. Free. If something terrible happens, you do the best you can. Like the rest of us.
The fire started in your lab. Did the police suspect you of anything?
Okay, this is
Thankfully,
different,
no.
too.
If anything, I'm
I
wondering
think.
if Ren had a co-conspirator.
Sorry about the observatory. I know you loved that building.
I did. But we'll rebuild, and the stars will still be there when we do.
I think Chloe and I are gonna hit the road for a while we wait for Caledon to figure itself out.
It's too bad that you're leaving just when Safi came back. But I understand. Next time you're in town, we're having a No True Samurai marathon. Chloe said she wanted to check it out.
This is what I get for introducing you to.
How were Moses and Chloe not friends? How are they just acquaintances?
Looks like these two bonded after their near-death experiences.
Noelle and the custodian?
So you play a card, then count how many points you pulled from the mana reservoir.
Reservoir.
I can't believe I let you talk me into this.
You said you wanted to clear your mind, and you didn't want to try my cabbage cookies, so...
Let's go out. Okay, Lucas is here.
So you agree that your podcast was essentially a form of stochastic terrorism?
I never said that. And you have no evidence.
The Caledon Truth, episode 21. Somebody needs to show the administration that we're a force to be reckoned with, whatever it takes.
When I said that,
And I can't follow up with Loretta at all.
Look who's here. I can talk to them when I'm ready to go.
And Reggie was in the cutscene. Is he here now? Okay. Maybe I missed him the first time? Or maybe he wasn't here. I don't know.
Reggie, how are you holding up?
Man, I don't even know anymore.
Have you spoken to Vin at all?
No. But somebody dug that body out from the Hall of Secrets. And who else knew how to... I don't even want to think about it.
How is Abraxas handling everything?
For now, with a lot of emails that say no comment. But long term, I have some thoughts. Those alums who knew about the body, they cared more about their reputations than the victim's family. It's disgusting. Abraxas was never supposed to be the Skull and Bones. It was a refuge for outcasts. And maybe it can be again.
See you around, Reggie.
See you, Max.
I can check in with Chloe when I'm ready to go.
Okay, anything down here? Some NPCs hanging out. We do have a Zen moment. We have a podcast to listen to.
Final episode? Somehow I doubt that Loretta is announcing her retirement. I can't imagine a Caledon without Loretta's flyers wallpapered to everything.
Let's listen to it. Hopefully it's short.
Welcome back to Abraxcast.
If you haven't heard, last week was a grim one for Caledon University. Details are still sparse, but an explosion rocked the campus last week, with the flames consuming the observatory. The sudden spotlight on Caledon means that this podcast has received some attention lately. Critics have accused me of clout chasing, or worse. But I've always doggedly pursued one thing above all: the truth. My school was targeted for violence by a man who had been denied the truth. It did terrible things to him, and he nearly did terrible things to us. This man may not be worthy of your sympathy. I certainly can't give him mine, but everyone is entitled to the truth. And when the powers that be conspire to hide the truth, well, that is where I come in.
Who's sitting next to us now?
This will be the final episode of Abraxcast. I will pivot to uncovering the corruption in both Caledon and Lakeport. How did a disgraced English professor reinvent himself as an activist figurehead? Why were the police so slow to respond to the threats against Caledon? I will pursue these questions and many more. To the various news outlets who have reached out to me, please know that I'm reviewing your messages as fast as I can. I may be a burgeoning media empire, but I'm only one person, and midterms are coming. Listeners, if there were ever a time to like, comment, and subscribe, it's now. There is always more to be revealed.
Diamond?
Hey, Max.
Oh.
I know I've been mostly ducking you since I left Caledon, but I heard about the fire. I'm so sorry.
What about your superpowers, Diamond?
Thank you.
Are you and Moses doing okay?
I've been through enough trauma to know that okayness only lasts until the initial shock wears off. But it could have been so much worse. So I'm grateful.
I'm guessing you had more than a little to do with that. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. You and Safi are the only two people I know who are like me. But for Safi, I don't think her power makes her feel powerful. I think it makes her feel trapped. What about you, Max? Does your power feel like a gift? Or do you feel trapped too?
Whatever.
No matter how hard the responsibility is, I have the power to help the people I care about. I will always be grateful for that.
That makes sense. Thanks, Max.
Come on. You have to give me more than that. What's going on with you?
I'm almost ready to talk about it. And when I am, you'll be my first call. I promise.
I'll be waiting for it.
Maybe we'll get Diamond DLC.
I should get back to the memorial. Keep in touch, okay?
I'll be around.
If we do get a Diamond DLC, I will play it, because that will be interesting enough to bring me back. But pretty much anything else, I'm over it. Okay, and then, yeah, let's look at this now. Instead of a memorial, it's a wall of heroes. This wall is dedicated to the brave heroes who acted selflessly to save lives during the fire on campus. Noelle.
Noelle was incredible that day.
Max.
I normally hate the spotlight, but I can handle being on the hero board.
Custodian.
No casualties. I can hardly believe it.
Yeah, the only changes in this article are now, incredibly, there were no casualties during the fire at Everett Observatory. Fire department is still investigating the cause. Several Caledon University staff members were present during the fire and courageously ran in and around the building to supply water to the sprinkler system, which had been turned off for repairs, and escort students to safety. Anthony Taylor, the poet, sophomore, relates the moment that he and his friends were able to escape the observatory's atrium, which had been boarded and locked in advance of an approaching protest. How did they get inside if it was locked up? Who would have locked it up knowing that there were people already inside? Okay, and then the only picture now is the observatory because that's the only one that burned down.
I know it's just a building, but this was basically Moses' home. I wish I could have saved it.
Okay, anything else? There's our heckler. I wish he had died in the fire. Okay, let's talk to Sophie and Chloe, see if anything's different. Should be a little different, right?
It did. People are still hanging out inside if you want to.
Nah. Still wrapping my head around the fact that this was all my fault. I can mourn from out here.
Yasmin seems happy to be back in charge.
My mother is good in a crisis. Especially the one she created. I wish she had told me what happened when she was in Abraxas. It doesn't excuse anything, but it helps me begin to understand her.
Have you been back to that weird lighthouse since last week?
No. I can still feel it, but it's manageable. Like an itch that I'm learning not to scratch.
And could Chloe still feel it?
I guess
like
all
it's
of us
still a
have
threat
the seeds
to
of our
both of them.
deaths planted inside of us. But I'm trying not to focus on mine while I still have a life to live.
That was so metal.
What's your next step? Gonna hit the road again?
Since it worked out so well last time? No, I think I'll stick around. Get used to wearing my own face again.
It's a face I'm glad to see.
Ready to head out? If you need more time, I could find my townie buddies and start a round of cornhole.
No, I'm ready. Bye, Sophie.
So not that much different with that final conversation. Just a little bit left.
Who told you to eat Thai food served in a bowling alley? Because it sure as shit wasn't me. Look, the only reason we were even allowed back here was because I promised that you would be well-behaved and on time.
No, I don't know what I was thinking either.
20 minutes? I can work with that.
I know I put that letter from Moses somewhere.
Okay, let's see how texts and journals are different. How was the first show back on tour? I want pictures. Epic. What she said. I'll dig something up once the ringing in my ears dies down. Just know that it's pretty abstract. I haven't quite perfected the art of the mosh pit selfie yet. Okay, yeah, space, the magic tapestry. People stayed awake. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's all the same. Okay, Sophie. Are we gonna get you to a show this tour or what? Yeah, she's still at a modern poetry intensive in Boise, or around Boise, so that's the same. Potential spam. This is all from before the protest with Joey. That's all the same. This is the same too with Joyce. Things are crazy. I'm with Max. Give my love to Max. Yeah. Drugstore makeup. This should probably all be the same too. Yeah, I think that's all the same. So journal. Okay, I think that all seems the same. That seems the same. This is probably the same. Because Chloe and Max's ending is very similar. I'm just scanning to see, but I think it's all the same. So okay, let's get our letter from Moses. The letter should be the same too, but I do want to make a different decision with the photo that he gives us.
They're unloading the gear now, man. Chill.
Oi! They better be in love, or it's a right mess for you!
Did I fool you? Be honest.
Honestly, if I didn't know you since we were little kids, still no. How's your shoot going?
This is my favorite spot yet. The people, the stories, the life. You can practically feel it radiating from the walls.
Are you sure that's not just the spilled beer and puke stains?
It's part of it. How did I not come up with a dive bar series before? Nothing can make up for lost time. But getting to be with you, seeing your world along for the ride, it's amazing.
Well, I love getting to see it through your eyes. It always makes everything more magical.
Oh, before the band gets here, I need to get one of you alone. Wherever you want to stand. Nothing fancy.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Let's stand by the mirror this time.
Let's do the mirror.
You sure?
Yeah, it's only fitting.
There's that classic Chloe charm. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Can you hold still, please?
Ready to head in? I need to set up my tripod for the show.
Give me 2 minutes.
Of course.
I think his letter will be the same.
Chloe, I miss you and Max both and can't wait to hear about life on the road. But this letter is about something more urgent. On the day of the fire, I took many measures to protect us and the school. Most of them failed, but one remains unresolved. I've always tried to help Max with her powers. But in that moment on the rooftop, with her photo in my pocket, I froze. The implications were too large. The questions too many. You and Max saved many people. If she had another chance, who knows? Maybe she could stop the fire completely.
Okay, I think that's a
I don't
little
know what the right
different.
answer is. I'm not the one who should answer it. But I don't think Max is either. I think Max knows she cannot carry the burden of her powers alone, even if she desperately wishes she could spare the people she loves. Max's power is a gift, but it is also a trap. There are moments in time that she cannot let go of. The lighthouse, the overlook, and now maybe the fire. If Max knows the photo survived, I don't believe she will ever be able to let go. She will want to try again, to save more people, to stop the fire, if she knows. We understand Max's power now better than ever, but so much remains a mystery. If she goes back again, does she risk another storm? There is one more thing. What happens to this timeline when Max leaves it? What happens to you? I wish I could tell you. Chloe, I'm sorry to put this burden on you, but I know whatever you choose will be right for Max, whether she knows it or not. Your friend, Moses.
Thanks, Moses. Fuck. Of course, I trust Max more than anyone in the world. But maybe loving her means protecting her, even from herself? Or am I just saying that because I can't imagine losing her again?
Yeah, so first time I chose to burn the photo because it felt like I'd already messed everything up and the playthrough was already bad, so choose the bad option here. Because I think in order for Max's arc to feel resolved, she has to be the one to choose not to go back in time. She has to move forward. And from what I understand looking at guides, the only way that she will move forward is if you save everyone first. If I give her the photo and people died, then she can't let go of it, and the montage at the end of Chloe and Max on the road shows that Max will try to go back in time again. But because we saved everyone, we should be able to give the photo to Max and trust her to move forward.
What's wrong? I have to give you something.
But the fire's not in it anymore.
Moses. He had it all along. He sent it to me with a letter. Said I should decide what to do. Give it to you. Or destroy it. Oh. I see. I know what this photo means. It's not just a chance to try again. It's an obligation. I can't be mad about it. It's what I love you for. Chloe. Just promise me you'll always find me. Maybe not me, but some version of me. Promise me she gets to be with you if I don't.
Hey, right now, The only thing that matters in the world to me is being here with you.
Okay. Good. Then let's go get set up so we can spend the rest of the night headbanging until we see stars.
Hella yes.
So she took the photo. Nope. And just like the first time around, the song ends at kind of the same spot. So I don't know what's wrong. The montage is messed up. So let's skip it. Okay. We have finished the game a second time with the good ending. And I think the only thing that made it a little bit better was actually getting the scene with Vin to have that narrative arc conclude and to actually understand Vin's motivations. But I still stand by my original critique that his motivations are extremely thin and unsatisfying. It's not... I just don't think that was good enough. And Vin was barely in the game, barely in the story. Half the times we see him, he's actually Sophie. So I just don't like that he was the ultimate culprit there. Yeah, I really wanted to replay this last bit to get a sense of if the story would have been better had I caught those things, but it turns out it really wasn't. All of my original issues still remain. I think Ren being behind the fire is just not interesting because he's a character introduced in this game that we don't get to know very well and is, you know, tangentially involved, and then the reveal that he's the culprit and that it's because of another reveal that his dad is the body. I don't have any connection to him or his dad, so those reveals aren't satisfying to me. They're not interesting. I don't like that. Yeah, Vin's motive, I don't like. Again, I still stand by that Max's arc, in particular, Max and Chloe, but mostly Max, her arc is regressive in this game from where she came in Double Exposure, of learning not to run away and to accept her choices and to trust other people, and like the way she helped Sophie through her problems with her powers. Yeah, that all felt like a much more satisfying ending to me. And then to start up this game with everybody forgot because storm amnesia, I'm not super happy about that. Double Exposure in general just felt like dismissed, brushed aside. Everything that game set up with the world building, with character arcs, with where I thought the story was gonna go, forgotten about, swept under the rug, like purposely by the developers, so that they could shoehorn Chloe back into the story. And I like Chloe, and I like Chloe and Max together, and I think there is a world where Chloe being introduced back into the story could have worked, but this didn't for me. If you're one of those players who really hated Double Exposure, which I know a lot of Life is Strange fans did, and I think from everything I've seen online, the big criticism is that Double Exposure had the audacity to make Chloe and Max break up, and people really didn't like that, then yeah, you're probably gonna like Double Exposure because Max and Chloe get back together, Max and Chloe kiss, Max and Chloe go back to Arcadia Bay, and we didn't need that. That's what the first game was. So It just felt like they needed to be building something new. And I don't think this story was successful with that. Yeah, and especially with that bit at the end where Chloe falls off the observatory roof, just felt contrived to like force these emotions of like worrying that we're gonna lose Chloe again. But they also swept the paradox story under the rug at the end and are just like, we don't know how to resolve that, so we're not going to. Even though the game literally starts with that scene. So if you're going to start the game that way, that is a promise that you are saying to your players, to your viewers, and they didn't deliver. Let's look at our stats here real quick. Safi found the courage to keep on living, survive. Everybody survived this time. Stop the fire. Learned the source because we said sorry to Safi instead of telling her to fuck off, I guess. That was the only thing that made the game logic connection to understand that her cigarette is what started the observatory fire. Sure. 77% they rekindle their relationship. They could be more than friends or just be best friends. I don't know. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This way. Stayed quiet. Finn survived. We learned the source of the fire. Yeah. And... oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. That's why. I'm dumb. Sorry. Convinced Noelle. Gave Max his name. Told Safi about the fire. Convinced Joey. Here we're still in the minority. Held hands with her. I wanted to build things up. I wanted it to be slow. They had literally been together for like less than a day at that point. Yes, I know I'm gonna insert the scene of me attacking the intruder to show that you can get a blueprint from Vin, and that's a key piece of evidence, but I didn't want to go back that far in my playthrough and redo all of that, so that was just a separate thing. I told Chloe about her death, kissed Max, we successfully pressured Ren. Again, that's really close there, but still more people suspected Ren somehow, and most people suspected Vin. I'm guessing that a lot of people are replaying to get the correct choices. Now, less people gave Max the photo. So, let's see. Yep, now the photo is sitting there next to them, but they're together. Max is thinking about the photo. She's contemplating, but she's gonna burn it herself. Which, yeah, is the right ending, I think, for Max to choose to move on her own without Chloe making that decision for her. Yeah, so getting the Vin scene makes it a little bit better, but again, I don't think the narrative and the evidence was strong enough to point to that properly. And I just had some issues with the game design about figuring out that it was Ren and that it was Vin. And I have a lot of problems with the narrative, as I've explained loosely here and in a lot of detail at the end of the part 4 video. So, yeah, if you like this game and you enjoyed it, which I know most Life is Strange fans did from what I can see online, that's great. That's fine. I'm glad that this conclusion to this story was satisfying for somebody, because it wasn't for me. And that's a bummer. But it is what it is, and we always have the first game, which is truly all we ever needed. So, thank you for watching. I would love to know what you agree with, what you disagree with, how your playthrough went. And yeah, I'm going to take a break from Life is Strange for a while now and play something else. So, thanks for coming on this. What is it? Life is Strange, or True Colors came out in 2021, so 5-year journey that I shoved into a month. So yeah, thanks for coming on it with me, and I'll see you in whatever game we're playing next.